Welcome to the Mayor Show. And today we got a great show here. People from Bensalem Township here. Maybe you don't know a lot about them. The Bridge Clinic. The Bridge Clinic's been here for quite a few years now. And it is on what road?
1 Declaration Drive.
1 Declaration Drive. Formerly,
The old Cherokee Day Camp.
very good. You're doing great.
Thank you very much.
Sure, we're really doing
That's
good
why
here.
we brought her.
And that's why. And well, to my right is Rachel Braccia, and to my left is Chase Miller. Chase is what? You're junior executive director. Let's see what we got here.
I'm the chief bottle washer.
Yeah, no, he's and also here watching with us is Michele Miller, who's actually the executive director, and I think founder. Am I correct, Michele? Michelle's sitting right over there, and I might bring her in at some point in time here. Chase is actually Michelle's son.
Yeah.
So you've been here since the beginning.
Yes, I call
I
it
remember when you didn't have a beard. And,
Yeah.
going back a few years.
Had a few whispers here and there. Yeah.
So, and I know you do a heck of a job there with Mom and all of the people there. But tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so like you said, I've been here since the beginning. Really, the way that we started is that my mother, Michele, our illustrious executive director who's just off camera here, she was, and still is actually, a real estate appraiser. So she would go into foreclosures all over the area, from Jersey down to Philly, even in Bucks. And sometimes when people are in dire straits, they move out of their house and they leave pets behind. So really, this started from rescue. Years ago, my grandmother, she was really involved in rescue. She lived at 10th and Spring Garden down in Philadelphia. So my mom, whenever she found any strays, she could go take them over to grandmom and she would get them adopted out and vet it and everything. But when grandma passed away, the mantle was passed over to Michele, and she started her own rescue. And then, being the very astute businesswoman that she is, she was like, "Why am I paying all this money in vet bills?" And really wanted to make sure that cost got down even further for the general public. So we started with, I think it was a high-volume spay and neuter clinic first, and then we went into like a wellness and sick visit. And before you know it, we've hired the right doctors, and we've just ballooned since then. We started over on Old Lincoln Highway in Trevo, still Bensalem, but right on the border there.
I remember, yes.
Yeah.
So now you're there every day, and people bring in. You have vets that work there. You talked about that.
Yep.
A couple of vets, am I right?
We have 5 full-time vets, and we have a host of part-timers that rotate through.
And all the buildings are virtually new. You tore everything down there and made a whole new place out of it.
Yeah, it's funny. We have some folks, because it was the old Cherokee Day Camp, we have people that are like, "Oh, I lived here 20 years ago," or we actually just stopping in. The young lady at the front desk is like, "I went to camp there, 1,000 years ago." But it's so interesting to see that continuity, because after a while the camp it aged. It's been there since, I believe, the 60s in different iterations, and we were so proud that we were able to take that over and still make it something that the community can
it's right on in the Chamonix.
Yeah.
You can't miss it. It's right on the Chamonix. Am I allowed to talk about the future? Am I allowed to talk about a dog park going to be open
Yes,
soon,
sir.
which I'm tickled to death with, and I can't wait. I know we're waiting for some finishing touches, but hopefully you can't give us a date, can you?
Well, and that's what we were just talking about this morning. I just texted with the gentleman who's going to do the key fob system, because we wanted to be as safe as possible. Everybody, it's going to be a nominal membership fee, like $59 a year. We're kind of in line with, we looked at Core Creek, and Doylestown has one too. So we're looking at what the prices in the area are. So we talked to a gentleman who's going to have a key fob on the phone. So if we need to turn it off or on, if let's say your pets aren't up to date or something like that, we really want to keep it as safe as possible, because you don't want to be in a dog park with another dog that's either not spayed or neutered or unvaccinated. So we need to know the history of the pet to make it as safe as possible for everybody that's using the park.
Okay, and you're marketing, so that means we have to get the word out.
We absolutely have
And
to get
that's
the
what
word
we're
out.
here today for, right?
Absolutely.
One of the things to do.
This is, I believe, the first dog park to come to Bensalem, right?
It is.
Yeah, so we're very excited about that. And I think that the more people that we can get involved to sign up, the more sense of community there will be as well, because this is a really big opportunity to bring people together. So we will have both small and a large dog park, so nobody's left out of the equation. There's a pound differential, so you'll have to figure out just what segment your dog fits into, and then we've got a place for you. So right now, we have our landing page set up. We have a website. You can submit your pre-registration now, and then when we're ready to go with the system that Chase was talking about, you'll get approved, and we'll figure out a way to get you down there and get your key fob access.
Yeah, it looks pretty big.
Yeah, it's big.
It-
And we're in the process of adding some enrichment items. So it won't just be a blank slate of grass, while that would be fun for the dogs. We will have some fun little jungle gyms and play activity and things like that for owners to kind of let their dogs loose and really enjoy that off-leash activity.
Yeah, I want to go back to how Mom really got started. I know up at Court Creek, you guys were going up there capturing the cats and neutering them.
It was actually a nationally kind of like recognized like public health crisis because of how many cats were being dumped in Court Creek. I think there was 500 or so when we got involved back in 2016. And it wasn't just us. There was a couple organizations that we worked together. The county was amazing, and they set up us with a space over in Levittown. I've never walked into a building with 500 cats, in different, quadrants and everything, and all the volunteers that came out. But what they did then is trap, neuter, and returned as many as we could that weren't adoptable, but adopted out somewhere around 200, 300. And our volunteers are still 7 days a week taking care of the cats in the park over there. Rain, sleet, snow, shine.
Well, he's done it here in Bensalem, too.
Yeah.
We've had some spots where they were gathering, and I mean, nobody knows this better than me at our farms. People would come and just drop them off at the farms, just let them out, and we'd have to feed them and take care of them. My daughter would get them neutered and try to find homes for them. And that's the sad part about the animals. I know we went through COVID and people were at home and they were all going out adopting and buying all these dogs and stuff, and then
reality came back.
Then reality comes in, and that's very sad.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of you watched ads on TV of how they're mistreated, the dogs and the animals, and it's got to break your heart when you see all that. And you guys are doing a great job to make sure that that's not happening. Nothing sadder than that, to see the dogs mistreated.
And that's actually become a really large part of our mission, because we have vets that honestly they're so skilled that they could be working in the most advanced places in the country, but they all have a heart for nonprofit work. So when someone goes to an emergency room, which all the emergency rooms around here do fantastic service, but with that fantastic service comes a high price. So when you get a bill for $10,000 to do a surgery, and we can do it for maybe $800, $1,000, $1,500, we literally every week we're getting gushing reviews from people saying that you literally saved our dog's life. There was no other option for us except for euthanizing them. And that's really what, where we've started to direct ourselves more toward, because, people are hurting financially. And
I did the dog before this one. I did an eye operation. It was $6,000 to save her so she could walk around one eye, get it done. So.
And that might have been 600 with us.
Yeah, that's a while ago. It's about 5 years ago. But tell me how you're going to proceed with this marketing.
Right now, our main channels are our Facebook page, our Instagram, and our landing pages on our website. We'll continue to keep everybody fully up to date on opening. We're going to have a big grand opening party, hopefully at the end of the summer, which I am really hoping we'll see you at, right?
If I'm here,
yeah,
I'll be there.
I hope so. You'll help
and
us.
your daughter and all 3 of her dogs and your
God.
dog.
You'll help us cut the ribbon on the dog park for sure.
She can't wait for the dog park.
Yeah, they have to christen our dog
Ask
park.
me every day. I'll make sure she's watching this show too.
Yeah, please do.
Because that's she's driven. I mean, she's driven with animals.
Well, we can't wait to see them down there for sure. But we will be sharing all of our updates via social media. That is our easiest and quickest place to reach everybody. That is where we share daily updates about the clinic, but also overall updates on the mission and everything that we're doing with Paw Print Village.
Give me a little bit about your previous before you were doing this. Were you in
Before I was
marketing?
doing this, I was actually with Hyatt, the hotel corporation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I came from a company called AM Resorts, and then Hyatt bought us, and I was
okay.
doing a lot of their marketing and event coordination with travel agents, actually.
So you know what you're doing.
But I was a longtime customer of the clinic, which is how I met Michele and Chase. They've saved many of my animals for a fraction of the cost. And I just believed so much in the mission that when they said they needed help, I was there in a heartbeat. I dropped everything and I was like, this is the direction that we're
That's
heading.
great, Rachel.
I truly do believe in the mission. And like Chase said, the purpose of what we do is to keep pets with the families who love them. So nobody's ever having to make a decision between their financial situation and something that they love like family, because they really do become family.
Yeah, they are. So, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I treat my dog better than myself. I'm gonna tell you that.
Absolutely.
I can't wait when I get home at night. The dog just makes you so happy. They're happy to see you.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
And-
Unconditional love at its
oh,
finest.
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more. What can we do? What can you see happen in the future? How can we?
Yeah, I think that, I really envision a day when, you come down, the cafe is going to be there, you go get a coffee, maybe a pastry, and then you take your dog over to the dog park. And, let's say that you're down there for an appointment, and, stressful as it is. So while you're waiting for your appointment, you go and grab something from the cafe, or you go to the thrift store.
Is the cafe open now?
No, that's still everything. I would say the cafe and the thrift store are about 85% done. The rescue, all the cats are in their new home in the rescue, so we're really excited. They're settling down really well. And the dog park should be the end of this summer, at the very latest. So
Okay.
it's
I'm
just
looking forward to that,
yeah.
really.
And the event, when we get to bring everybody down and invite the whole community out, really excited to see how everybody responds to it, because just the transformation of what it looked like before and now. So.
Well, I have Michele Miller on
Hello.
set with us now. To my right, Michele is a CEO, executive director,
Big words
starter, and everything with the bridge. So tell us a little bit about the history of it. I know it was a tough start.
It's definitely a tough start. What's really nice now is that we have a campus. We have the orthopedic suite that we just put in. Great orthopedic doctor. We have our medical director that is unbelievable in surgeries. We have other doctors that specialize in different surgeries. So we're not just, the spay-neuter clinic anymore. We're full service, which is emergency surgeries. If your animal, I was just reading notes that an animal came in because they had a bone stuck in their jaw line, and they operated on that in an emergency, and the dog's fine. So we do a lot of cool stuff,
Yeah.
which is really nice. And I'm excited about, the Perfect Picks, the thrift store, the grooming we'll eventually have, the event space that we'll eventually have, the cafe and the thrift store.
Yeah, well, you're not far from a lot of those things. I know you've had some problems to get there with
It's just normal growing pains.
Yeah, with fire, and you had to get sprinklers and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah.
the building's up. I mean, the space is there, and
Yeah.
it's just waiting to get it done. And it's tough today. The rules and regulations are
It's
incredible on everything we had to do.
And I could appreciate it, though. I mean, it's
Safety's first.
Exactly. You don't want to be responsible for any harm
No.
in animals or people.
Anybody, you got to
Yeah.
make sure we keep it safe.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Chase, you're going to get next to the last word. So anything you want to bring up?
Can I actually ask her a question? I
Oh,
don't want to take
geez.
over the show.
You
but
could ask her anything you want, of course.
I want to ask to give you something to share. What keeps you doing it after all these years? Why, you started this as your passion, but what keeps you doing it?
Just my love for animals and people, and now my grandchildren. I have three girls.
Oh, you just had
Yeah, Chase just
got one. I saw the picture.
Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
daughter.
Isn't she?
Granddaughter to you.
I
yeah.
actually have 3 total. Hopefully we'll have another one soon, maybe more. But
My wife
something,
hopefully doesn't watch this.
basically doing this for my family and for the community, it's really a good feeling.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
And people will be able to come over there. Once you have the dog park,
Oh,
people
yeah,
will see that.
definitely.
That'll be an amenity to everything you have there. But I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a major thing, because we don't have a dog park here. We came close to one and everything, and it was hard for the township. We didn't really have spots with it, and this is going to be a great addition.
Well, not
Michele.
only that, I learned so much about everybody I talked to. Everybody knows what Cherokee Day Camp was. Apparently, it was really a community place to gather, to have fun. Kids remember it. The bank lent us money because he went to school there, or to camp there, not to school there. So it was definitely a community thing.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
that's what we're
'cause-
trying to do, just
yeah.
make something a community environment again. And I know people are learning about us. You know, we're not just the clinic anymore. We're not just the rescue anymore. We want to be more. You know, it's a beautiful property. It's 10
Oh,
acres.
it's
So,
gorgeous, right on the creek.
yeah.
Creek.
We're from Philadelphia here.
Just say along the Neshaminy.
along the Neshaminy.
And I'll come back to you. Closing. What do you want to talk about?
I just, honestly, I would be remiss if I didn't thank you and the township for everything that, just from building and planning to fire to even, the folks that work at the front desk. There's been a lot of travel back and forth as we get, we're not general contractors by any stretch of the imagination, but just everything the township has done. We know that we picked the right place. We know that Bensalem was where we wanted to lay down roots, and I'm excited that my daughter and maybe even my grandkids one day will be able to enjoy this little corner of heaven down in Bensalem.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm still mayor.
You definitely will.
I'll give you the last word.
The last word is I appreciate everything you've done. You know, I met you years ago and said, hey, I have this crazy idea. What's your thoughts? And you were honest then, and you're honest now to me.
But everybody, I don't know, anybody who's close to me knows I'm a team guy.
Yeah, you definitely
People
are.
working together. Nobody gets it done by themselves. And I talk about that all the time. Our success is on our team.
Yeah,
And that's what it takes. You try to be the good leader of the team.
yeah.
You have the right people around you, and that you surround yourself that way. And I think we have a great team here in Bensalem.
Absolutely.
And we give the services that we're supposed to on a daily basis. And certainly taking care of pets is one big thing, too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very important. We pride ourselves in our police, our EMS, our fire,
Really good guys.
and gals. We pride ourselves in that because the safety is everything. So
Definitely.
in your case, I know that safety of the animals is what's
Oh, my
important.
God. I can say the experience with the township has been a good experience. And
And sometimes it's a bitter pill to swallow
it-
because you
but
have to
know
get
what?
it right.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay because there's an explanation as to why.
Yeah.
And they don't give us dead ends. There's been so
Yeah.
many solutions proposed.
Yeah,
too.
well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. You try to
Yeah.
work. That's the team. That's
Yeah,
what we try
yeah.
to do. And anyway, I wish you all the success in the
We
world.
appreciate
I can't wait to cut the ribbon,
Yeah.
and I
you'll be
can't
there.
wait for the dog park to open.
I know.
So
I'm
that-
excited about that. so-
I'm really excited about that, and I think most of the people in Bensalem
Yeah.
that have dogs are going to. I saw it fenced in. It's not totally done yet,
No.
but
It's pretty big, isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's a big place down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a lot of room. And are we going to bring you on stage when you have an opening or not? She hates to be on stage at any time and talking. So the Bridge Clinic, you heard all about it. You know where it's at. You have pets or anything, you want to call them. Their number will be on there. Their email will be on there. Their website, the screen, it'll be all on there.
Oh, great.
So they'll be able to get in touch with you with anything else they want to learn. And till next time, everybody, God bless.
My name is Chase Miller. I'm our Director of Operations for the Bridge Clinic here in Bensalem. I'm from the greater Philadelphia area, have been with the organization since 2017. The Bridge Clinic itself has been open since 2012. We are a full-service nonprofit veterinary clinic, and what that means is that we see everything from wellness visits all the way up to surgeries, urgent, emergent sort of procedures. If you look at the market in the area, we're able to offer x-rays for half the price of other regular full-service general practices. And we're actually Philadelphia's only full-service nonprofit veterinary clinic. There's a lot of full-service clinics, there's a lot of nonprofit clinics, but the Bridge Clinic is the only full-service nonprofit veterinary clinic in the city of Philadelphia. So what that means is that we're offering low-cost services here in Bensalem as well as in the city.
So my name's Gabriel Mills. I'm the medical director here at the Bridge Clinic. Been here for about 4 years. Originally from San Diego. I went to school at Virginia Tech. That's been great. I mean, it's there's a lot of different types of practices, a lot of different types of organizations. This is one where I can feel good about day in and day out. I mean, I wouldn't be here for 4 years if we weren't doing good things. Over the years, we've gone from, doing the occasional PU, the occasional splenectomy PIO, to full mouth extractions every day. We're doing orthopedics now, PUs, splenectomies, all kinds of crazy soft tissue surgeries, as well as, our regular day-to-day appointments and sick visits where we have, the diagnostics available that a shelter typically wouldn't.
We're a community-minded service entity. We really strive to help folks afford pet care for the ones that they love. We never want to be in a situation where someone is choosing between surrendering or even maybe euthanizing their animal over not being able to afford veterinary care. So we're really here to bridge that gap for them and to make pet care more affordable for them.